October 6th, 2018. Before I found my mother, I used to think about how horrible it was for me that my mother left and I never knew where she was, and that I did not have a mother. I used to wonder, why do I have to go through this heart-wrenching situation? Why me? Why did this happen to me of all people? It just did not seem real that this happened to me. I felt like my mother was not supposed to leave me, that these types of things only happen to other people and not me. Sometimes I wonder how my life would have been had I grown up knowing her. What if she would have remained in the mental hospital in Kansas City and I would have been able to visit her periodically? I believe it may have still been hard not having her at home. I would have likely felt responsible for her, starting at a very young age. Therefore, I think it is better for me that she was out of my life completely. It gave me a chance to have a more normal childhood. Even still to this day, I sometimes find myself wondering why my mother left me. Why I had to grow up not having a mother. Why I still do not have a mother even though I have found her. On another note, when she was home, my father could no longer leave us alone with her. She told me how at one time he would often go out of town for work, leaving her alone with us. That reminded me of the time when he left my siblings and I in that house alone so that he could go work in Florida, and we ended up being taken into foster care. I realize now that was not his first time leaving his family in that manner. In reality, he had stopped traveling for 5 years, when I was ages 2 through 7, to stay with us and to try to keep us together. However, that was the first time he left us completely alone, without an adult being in the home with us, so I am guessing he could not contain his travel bug any longer. On yet another note, I feel disappointed and heartbroken that even though I found my mother, I still do not really have a mother. I believe my brothers realized that immediately, but it took me some time to understand it. I always imagined that she wanted us back then, and that maybe she tried to take us with her. I sometimes envisioned my father telling her, "You are not taking my children anywhere," causing her to leave without us. Then I would wonder, well, if she wanted us, then why hasn't she tried to find us? I even imagined that if we ever found her, she would tell us her story and it would sound something like this. "Yeah, I did want you all. I tried to take you all with me, but your father would not let me." Her story was nothing like that. Her intention was to leave all of us with our father and never have to worry about us again. The good thing, the great thing, the wonderful thing, the blessing is that I was able to find her, to see her, and now my longing has been satisfied. When I first found her, I was ready to bring her to Kansas City and take care of her without thinking twice about it. Later, when it seemed she was not being clear about whether or not she wanted to come, I began to think about it. I thought about how, if she were to come, I would be taking care of someone who I do not really know. Someone who did not even want me when I was a little girl. I thought that if she does not want to come, then that would free me from a potentially challenging experience. Had she agreed to come be with us, I would be taking care of a woman who did not raise me and who was not with me all of my life. Ironically, however, if she were to call today and say, "I want to come," I would surely begin making arrangements because she is still my mother. So, if she actually wants to be with us, I would be happy to have her. My brothers and I promised her that if she ever decided to come, just let us know and we would make it happen. So we would keep our promise. In reality, she does not want to come, so I often remind myself that she is in a good place. All of her basic needs are being met. If we had never found her, she would have been okay. I wanted her here with us just in case something serious happened to her, then she would be close enough for all of us to be able to help her. If something serious happens to her while she is there, they may just have to take care of it the way they would if we had not found her. I am grateful to have found her, to have met her, to see what she is like, to have pictures with her, to be able to do some things for her, to have a better understanding of her mental illness and why she left. I am happy to know she is in a stable place where she has been long term, and she is not living on the streets. I can rest in the fact that this situation is the best it can be. Now, I am thinking about how my mother did not keep her promise to call me after I sent the package to her. I know she is very aware of dates, days, and times, and she remembers things very well. Like when Erica and I were scheduled to visit her, she kept asking, "Are you and Erica still coming on June 7th? Then she would say, "You know, Mother's Day is coming up on May 13th. And then if I called her on a holiday, she would ask, "Are you having a good 4th of July? Did you spend time with your daughter?" Like when Erica and I were there and we came to get her for dinner earlier than she expected, she said, "You all came early." In addition, she gets up in the morning, gets ready for the center, and arrives to the bus on time. She knows times and days very well. Therefore, she knows that she said she was going to call me when she got the package, and she knows that she did not do it. After I ended up calling her, she said she would call me back the next day. She did not. When she failed to keep her promises to call me back, I was thinking that maybe her mental illness caused her to forget. In reality, I find it hard to believe that she forgets, which causes me to wonder why she did not call. That is why I am considering if it would be best for me to simply back away. To think all my life I had imagined finding my mother and taking care of her.
If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.